Hi, welcome to the Mojo Moment, where we talk to small business owners to understand what their Mojo Moment was along their journey. Today's guest is Adele Camens, founder of Medslant. Adele, welcome to the Mojo Moment.
Thanks, Lisa. Nice to be here.
Happy to have you. So tell us a little bit about Medslant. What is Medslant?
We make a wedge pillow for people who need to sleep elevated with acid reflux. It helps with breathing problems, congestion. We have some people who tell us they use it after facial plastic surgery. Initially, we started it because I was diagnosed with reflux, and I went to a doctor, and he said, "Oh, you have reflux. You need to take this medicine and sleep elevated on a wedge pillow." I said, "Okay, where do I get the pillow?" He said, "No idea." I thought, "Oh, this is great." So this was 20 years ago. Went home, got on the internet. There wasn't a lot there. One of our kids was in medical school doing his residency. So I called him. I said, "Time for some payback on tuition, etc. Help me find what I need." Could not find it. Um, we had a neighbor who made inexpensive bed pillows. So I knew what I needed, a piece of foam the shape of a triangle, but there were a few on the market, but they were short. It had to be long enough to support you on an even plane through the torso so you wouldn't make yourself bend or fold in the middle and put pressure on your stomach. So I asked this neighbor if he could make me a sample, and he said yes. And sleeping on it like 3 nights, the reflux disappeared. And I was so excited.
That's really cool. Where were you in your career when this happened? Were you working? You mentioned that you had kids in school. Were you a stay-at-home mom? How did you?
I was, at this point, I was finishing being a stay-at-home mom because my youngest child was now, I think, had finished medical school and was doing his residency. So although that was the favorite job I've ever had, it's really difficult to get that gig when you have no kids at home. And I had been working with my husband in his clothing business. He manufactured women's sportswear, but he was getting ready to retire. So I said, "What am I going to do all day? This could be a business." And so a friend had a son who liked to play around and create websites. He created a website for us. You gave me some really good pointers on setting up. And I remember when you said to me, "Adele, what do you mean you don't have an 800 number?" I said, "Because I never thought of it." That was such a simple, great idea, Lisa. And 10 minutes after our website went live, we got our first order. I was hooked. I thought, "Oh, this is fun. It's a great job. I'm at home, can do it from my house when I want." It was wonderful. I loved it, and I've been doing it for 20 years.
And as a small business owner, what do you think was the most exciting moment for you, business-wise? What's one thing that really stands out along your journey, that's that milestone for you?
Oh, the most exciting thing was definitely that first order. I mean, I could not believe that we had created a product, got a lot of pointers from you, from my husband, who had been running his own, business for a long time, and I had helped him. But by education, I was a high school English teacher, so certainly, not this kind of experience. Um, but getting that first order was like, this is magic. And I mean, we had decided, we really had three principles when my husband and I started. We had a partner who quickly we got rid of for whatever reasons. But we decided that we wanted to make a quality product in the United States, sell it at a fair price, and provide exceptional customer service. And basically, that's what we still do.
That's great. And you've been on QVC too. That must have been a really big moment for you.
I had been speaking to someone in the business school at Kennesaw State University, just who helped small business owners with suggestions. And one day he said to me, he called and he said, "Hey, Adele, QVC's coming to town. You can show them your product. And if they're interested, they'll call you. You might get on QVC." Well, they came by and took the information, and you were allowed to show them your product and hand them one piece of paper, one side only.
Wow.
So I had a picture made and I put quote testimonials on the picture and handed them the paper, and finally got back in touch with them. And the first time we were on QVC in 2005, I believe, we had 20 minutes and we sold out after 10. And
That's
of course, got a reorder. And I thought, this is like wonderful.
that is really cool. I'm sure that's something that small businesses with a product would only dream of being on QVC because it's a great opportunity. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to other entrepreneurs or small businesses that are trying to get started?
I think you have to run your business doing what you believe is right. I mean, I've had many suggestions. When somebody comes out with, oh, this drug for acid reflux is horrible, oh, you have to put out a press release, say how bad this is, but a lifestyle change like sleeping elevated, which helps, is what you should do. That's not me and how I want to operate. I think you have to believe in what you believe in, have your own standards, and stick to them. And it might cost you some money and it might not, but at the end of the day, I have to know that, I mean, like people will call me and they'll say, can you tell me why I should buy your product instead of XYZ? And I always tell them, I can't tell you anything about anyone else's product, where it's made. I can tell you about our product, anything you want to know. It's just, I have to be comfortable with myself and what I believe in, and bashing something else is not what I do. So I believe in my product. I think it's great. And there you have it.
Perfect. And along your career journey, because you've been in business for a long time now, what was one of the moments along that path that you would have considered your mojo moment? It could have been a moment of pride, a moment of when you came to some realization, overcame some challenge that you were facing, but what was that one mojo moment along the way?
I think the mojo moment was getting the first order, because it was like, when we did it, I had no business experience other than working with my husband and his business. But this was our business. And I think the mojo moment was just that I can do this and I can stick to my ideals. And maybe another one was the first time I got a call from someone who said, I'm a senior on a fixed income. I really could use your product. Do you have terms where you could pay it out? I said, you don't have to pay it out. I'll just send you one. If it helps you, let me know. If it doesn't, let me know. I'll see if I can think of something else to help you. I think the moment where I realized that I didn't have to ask anyone, I could do what I wanted, within reason in the business. And I've given away lots of pillows to people who have called, said, well, I need to cancel the order. I just had a job change. I don't have money. And I've always figured if I have to worry about losing $100 or so, then I don't belong in business. So I think getting the first order was really an eye opener and really an upper movement. But I think just realizing that you can do what you think is right and you're in charge, it's a good feeling.
That is, that's great. Well, we're almost at time, so can you share with us where we can find you, where we can find the Medslant pillow?
Right, www.medslant, medslant.com. Our product is also available on Amazon, on Walmart, on eBay, and you can call us at 800-346-1850.
There's that 800 number popping back up again.
Yes, see, I've gotten lots of useful, easy to implement, great advice from you through the years, and I appreciate it.
I try. And my last question, just for fun, because we are all quarantining these days and TikTok seems to be the big thing. So I know you've got grandkids. Have they talked you into making a TikTok video yet?
No, but our two younger, one is an adult with a real job in a, she's an attorney in a career. And the other two girls are 12 and 14. The 12-year-old tells me that, oh, Grandma, I make TikTok videos all day. So I had to ask her what it was. They're okay with me because thanks to you, I have my own Bitmoji. And they said, none of our friends' grandmas have their own. And I told them my grandma does. So they want to know if I made it myself. I said, no, I didn't make it. I said, Lisa made it for me. But she's told me all about TikTok videos, and she told me she'll be happy to show me how to make one and I can do my own, but we haven't gone there yet.
Awesome. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Adele, thank you so much for joining us today on the Mojo Moment.